So they bring over 200 scientific publications to New Skin. They've been published in the famed Science magazine. Their research has gained attention from New York Times, CBS, Oprah, pretty much every single media outlet in the US in terms of genetic anti-aging and their research. Their knowledge is ours to leverage, and I think that in a key sentence, if you were to talk about or to remember why LifeGen is so important, is that the relationship between New Skin and LifeGen adds critical expertise in the field of anti-aging genetic science. So it really provides that competitive research. LifeGen have been researching and spent millions of dollars finding out all of this information and making all of these discoveries, and because New Skin's partnered with them, it's really widened our scientific knowledge from this much to this much. So I think that it gives us a really great competitive advantage. So that's not all. New Skin never like to just be happy with what we've discovered and be happy just settling. We always strive for better. So we've actually formed another quite large scientific partnership with 3 scientists from the Stanford University. We've partnered with 2 dermatology scientists and 1 genetic scientist. And this partnership gives a greater understanding on how our genes affect our skin's aging. So the LifeGen Technologies research isn't just applicable to our skin, but it's also more focused on moving forward the future direction of Pharmanex and anti-aging and age lock. However, the Stanford collaboration, these 3 scientists' research will focus solely on genetic anti-aging in our skin. So it really is a perfect match. So their research has already seen the reversal of aging by genetic intervention applied very late in life. When I read that sentence, I had to read it about 5 times and went, let me just put it in simple terms. So they've really proven that age-lock science now includes another key insight into the ability to reverse the aging process in our skin. So it's proving everything we claim that we're seeing with these products. We've got all of the scientific proof to back us up. So I think that the next important thing, we've kind of understood the hugeness of these scientific partnerships which we've just formulated, and all of the science and the research that have gone into it. But let's understand how our skin ages very simply at a genetic level. So for years, the competitors, the whole personal care and skincare anti-aging industry knew the external factors of aging. So we knew that if we went out in the sun and got damaged by the UVA, UVB rays, then we'd get premature aging. We knew that lifestyle, such as smoking, such as sitting in fluorescent lights or air conditioning, all generated free radicals which produced premature aging. However, with the groundbreaking research that New Skin and our partners have found, we now know a lot more about the genetic causes of aging in our skin. So we know that our genes control a large portion of how we age, whether it be our organs and how they age or genetic diseases, but our genes also control a large portion of how our skin ages. So when our skin is younger, our gene levels are balanced. They all work harmoniously together. We have beautiful young skin that functions the way it should and looks the way it should. However, as we age, these genes and their activity become unbalanced. So we have some genes becoming more active, such as the pigmentation gene. So we see that as we age, we see the sunspots and sun damage and pigmentation come to the surface of our skin. And that's because when we were younger, the genes which control pigmentation were kept balanced. However, as we age, they become unbalanced. So that pigmentation gene kicks up, starts working quicker. So then we start to see premature signs of aging, for example, in terms of pigmentation. And then some genes become less active. So as we age, we can start to see fine lines and wrinkles. We can start to see the loss of plumpness in our face. Our skin starts to lose its firmness, and that's because the genes that are responsible for collagen production slow down. So you can see that it really is all about balance. I can see lots of people scrambling down notes. This presentation is going to be available next week. What we're doing is putting like a snapshot of ageLOC. We're going to have it on the website, available for all distributors. For those of you that we did a great webinar call with Craig Bailey and some distributors around Australia. When was it? Thursday night. I'm actually going to be recording a webinar next week so that it will be downloadable, posted online. You can play it in meetings, send it to prospects, host it on your own websites. So everything to do with AgeLock is going to be up on our websites next week for you to use and to get more information on and really be able to use in your business presentations. So moving on, when genes become unbalanced, the result is aging skin. So for those of you that have heard me present, and for those of you that are familiar with the AgeLock technology, which is currently inside the Galvanic Spa facial gels, that targets a key cause of aging. So in the past, it was about 18 months ago, New Skin and Purdue University actually discovered an enzyme called the ANOX enzyme, which sits on the surface of our skin and produces free radicals 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Free radicals cause our skin to age because they cause damage in the structure of our skin. So we already have that AgeLock technology applied into the gels, and that targets the ANOX enzyme and slows it down. So we already have that technology. And when we were looking at this amazing revolutionary discovery of the ANOX enzyme, because we discovered it, our scientists were thinking, okay, well, this is fantastic, but what switches this enzyme on in the first place? What causes it to produce free radicals? What causes it to be a bad enzyme? And like all roads point to Rome, everything pointed to our genes. So we researched. Dr. Joe Chang, who I'm sure many of you know, contacted LifeGen Technologies and formed a partnership with them, and we really at work kept really up to date with everything going on in the scientific arena to ensure that we partnered with the right people to be able to deliver a very powerful product. So through our partnerships and scientific research, what Nu Skin's done is looked at the genes, looked at how they interact with each other, and actually identified clusters. So these are clusters of genes. There could be hundreds of genes at one time or thousands of genes at one time, which are responsible for key components of aging in our skin. And these are called youth gene clusters. So they've revealed 4 gene clusters which are responsible for key components of our skin aging. I'll go through them in a second. And we've studied the behavior of these youth gene clusters and formulated AgeLock ingredients which are clinically proven to penetrate the skin, to target these youth gene clusters, and to reset the balance. So we'll go through that a little bit more. So these are the 4 youth gene clusters which we've identified. The first one is skin structure. So when we talk about skin structure, we're talking about the firmness of our skin, the elasticity of our skin. So fine lines and wrinkles. We really want to have that youthful skin structure. The second youth gene cluster is pigmentation. So as we age, we tend to get a lot more discoloration occurring. We tend to get all of the sunspots and age spots appear in the surface of our skin. Hydration, self-explanatory. As we age, our skin tends to get a lot drier. So this youth gene cluster is responsible for hydration of the skin. If our skin isn't hydrated and nice and plump, then it tends to show lines and wrinkles a lot more. And then the last one, which is cell turnover. A lot of people have asked me, what is cell turnover? And the best way that I like to describe it is when you're young and your metabolism is very quick. You can pretty much eat what you want, not worry about exercising, but as you age, it slows down. And you have to watch your diet and exercise. So it's the same with cell renewal. Our skin's got multiple layers, and cell renewal is getting those bottom layers of the fresh, nice, young skin cells up to the surface, so up to the top. So as we're young, there's this continual pushing of the new skin cells to the surface, and as we age, that slows down. So that's why we start to see the fine lines and wrinkles. That's why we start to see a dullness in the skin tone. So cell turnover is an extremely important component in youthful looking skin. So texture, smoothness, radiance, and pore size all relate into cell turnover. So when I put this graph together, this